I bet. Yo, Marz, you want to talk about this barbarian shit, my boy?
All right. So the movie starts off with this chick going to this Airbnb, and she pulls up. It's raining outside, right?
Pouring rain.
Pouring rain. We talking. It's raining. Okay. She gets to the door. The key is not there inside, like this little lock that was supposed to where it was supposed to be. She's banging. She's banging. She hits the owner up. The owner didn't hit her back. Then a nigga answered the door out of nowhere after a crazy amount of knocks. And to my surprise, to the audience
Pause
surprise.
real quick, bro. Your mic, bro, is covered up.
How about now?
Yeah, you good, perfect.
To our surprise, it was Bill Skarsgard, my son It. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He was staying there. He also got the Airbnb, and he wasn't told that somebody was gonna come. So it kind of, was a little fishy. You know what I'm saying? And you can't trust that nigga. He got it's something about his eyes. You can't trust that nigga. You know what I'm saying? So the whole time
is not trustworthy. He got his forehead dimensions. His forehead is very long, and then his eyes are a little itty bitty, and his nose he doesn't have a trustworthy face.
No, he doesn't at all. And sorry for the yawn, but
yeah, and just to add on a little bit more, he rented this property from a different app. She used Airbnb. He used like some shit called HomeAway or something like that.
Yeah. So, they're trying to, figure out what they're gonna do, whether she should, leave or stay or whatever. He not forced her to stay, but he insisted that she stays. He's not gonna be a creep. She can have the bedroom. He'll stay in the living room. You know what I'm saying? He offered her wine a few times. She said no, but then she finally caved in. Cool dude.
And the reason why she couldn't get another room or anything, like, because she tried to get another room, but there was a medical convention in town, so
and it was too late.
Everything was booked up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that night, I think it's a regular night. You know what I mean? Nothing really weird happened yet. We still watching this nigga because he's a creep ass nigga. He is it. You know what I'm saying? He did kill some little brother. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta watch it. Yeah, he was living in the sewer. You know what I'm saying? He bit the little girl head off in two.
You gotta watch a nigga living in the sewer, bro.
You can't trust a nigga that played it. Period. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust that nigga in real life. And I don't know if you niggas saw The Devil All the Time with him and Tom Holland. He was a wild nigga in that too.
I saw that.
Classic. I love that movie. But anyway, the next day she goes to go check out. She had this like interview with this chick or whatever in the city. And
that was the reason why she was in town. She was in town for that.
No, that morning when she got up, she woke up and realized she was in the middle of Brownsville.
No cap.
Because the night before it was raining and it was dark, so you couldn't see the area.
You didn't know where you were.
You didn't know where you was. We didn't see shit till she got up that morning and realized she was
in fucking abandoned homes around this bitch.
Yeah, she was in hell. She was in Detroit.
She was in Detroit.
Yeah, she was in Detroit. Sorry, Brown. Sorry, Brooklyn.
She was in Detroit. Brownsville, same thing, but this area, motherfucking Detroit was.
If Detroit was in Brownsville, or if Brownsville was in Detroit, you get it.
The only house on the block that wasn't abandoned was the Airbnb she was staring at, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a little weird for her, but she, this is weird. Usually black people in horror movies they dip the fuck out, but she stayed. I guess she's half. She was black and white. You could tell she got her father's white, her mother's white. So she got that. She wasn't that scared, but she
got that white curiosity about her.
Yeah, she got that white curiosity. Yeah, but she black though.
She's walking into doors that it doesn't need.
And she also wanted to suck my son it off. She wanted to give him the pussy. So
after a while, she wanted to give him the pussy. Once
she realized after that wine, yes.
And remember, after she realized the job that she's working for is some shit that he worked on.
Yeah, right.
Coincidentally.
Yeah, they got a thing in common. You know what I'm saying?
Which actually made him more creepier because it was like, of course you would say that.
Right.
You would say that. Of course you would.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But we still thinking this nigga's a creep though. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So that night, he comes back in the crib after his day. Come back home to his bitch. You know what I'm saying? Come back home to his biddy and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like a happy couple. You know what I'm saying? They go to sleep. She sleeps in the room. He's sleeping in the living room on the couch. And she closes her door. right? The door opens up out of nowhere, and then 5 minutes later,
women, women sleep very softly. She woke up right away.
Right away. Right. Goes and she looks at the nigga in the living room. He start making noises like he's getting raped in his dreams.
Yeah, he making weird ass noises.
Like
boy.
he was in, it was weird. It was crazy. She goes check up on him. He goes, "No, I wasn't. What the fuck?" He's like,
He like, bitch, why the fuck you wake me up?
Yeah, why you waking me up, bitch? I'm asleep, bitch. I ain't open your door, bitch. I've been asleep. I'm not.
You clearly just woke me up, bitch. I did not touch your door.
Right. I ain't no clown, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
You think I'm some fucking joke?
Yeah. So, she goes back to sleep. Now, I forgot how the basement came into play. Or what happened.
I forgot that too. Whoa.
That led them to No, she went looking around. She went looking around because the basement door opened on some weird random shit.
Yeah, the white half of her went looking around for sure.
Yeah, the white half of her went looking around. And she's by this wall. And she pulls the rope that's by this wall, and the whole door opens. Mm-hmm. This is the next morning, actually. This is the next morning.
Yeah, it's early. It's dark. It's daytime now, and
daytime now.
Not there because he went for like a run or some shit.
Yeah. He went for a run. She goes. The door. Some shit opens, and it's like this long ass fucking like dark hallway in the basement. And she's walking down it. I don't know what possessed her to walk down there.
The white side of her. It was the white side of her, bro. We covered that. You covered it already. Huh?
Yeah. I'm still just in disbelief. She sees a room, like this. I don't know. It's like a little basement. I don't know what the fuck it was. It wasn't no regular room. But anyway, it was a bloody mattress. And was there a TV in there?
It was a TV. Yeah.
It was a TV, and the TV was off. It was a box TV at that. So this is old.
It was a big back TV for sure.
Yeah, word. Big back TV. And a bloody bed. And she was just like, bugging the fuck out. The audience is bugging the fuck out too. Because it's like, damn, this was down here? What the fuck this nigga... what the fuck this nigga doing? He's still... What the fuck is this nigga doing? Get the fuck out, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, she goes, she leaves out,
She's scared as fuck now. She's
scared as fuck now. She's scared as fuck now. Runs out. He comes home. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. Before he comes home, though, when she runs out, remember, she runs into, like, that zombie nigga outside. Like, just a random nigga. It's like, hey, you girl, get out of there. Get out of there.
Get out there. Don't go back into the house, bitch.
Get out of the
house. Get your fine ass. He said, get your fine ass back outside, bitch. Don't go in there, bitch.
Then he comes
exaggerating. We ain't say bitch that many times, but that's basically what
that was his sentiment. That's what he meant.
That was his sentiment. You crazy bitch! Don't go back in there.
Why the fuck would you be in there, bitch? Get out of there!
Right. They sucking dick. He's killing people in there. It was great.
Word. So then now homie comes back home, right?
He comes back home now, and she tells him about the situation that's in the basement.
She's frantic at this point.
Frantic. He like, nah. He's like, listen, baby, come. I got you. I'm gonna go down there. We're gonna settle this. Don't worry. You know what I'm saying? He goes down there. He walks into the situation. Goes into the room. He sees it, but then he notices that there's a door, like after the room.
Mm-hmm.
So he opens the door up and it's stairs. And, he's white, so he's full on curiosity. He's like, stairs down here. What is this? This is new. I didn't know. Dark too. Wasn't like it was like painted with flowers.
That shit was dark.
It was no like signs. It was just dark, and it was them skinny, them steep stairs too. You know what I'm saying? One fuck up
where you can't see what's down there.
Right. One slip up and you're going to fall down them stairs and bust your shit.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes down there like a dickhead. He's walking or whatever. And the camera goes back on Shorty. She's listening to him. She's calling for his name. And then he randomly goes, help! He yells out, help.
Someone.
You know what I'm saying? So we thinking, we know, come on. We know you it. And the movie, this is why I like that first hour. The movie's real meta. The movie knows that nigga, you can't trust that nigga on film. The movie knows that.
Especially when you're going into like underground shit. Like
the movie, the movie is low-key telling you that this nigga is crazy. There's something wrong with this. The movie's telling you that.
I like that point you made for sure about it being meta, because being meta, you know homie is it just because you recognize his face. Him without the it costume, he still looks like it.
He still looks like it. So the movie is fucking with your mental.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't trust this nigga. This nigga he eat kids, bro. This nigga's wild.
And all of a sudden, like, everything that then led up to this, now he's down there asking for help. It's like,
Right. After they have a trust with each other, and you're not trusting her, why you want to go down there, nigga? Trust that bitch, pack your shit and go.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? But he insisted. So he's like, help me, and help me. She goes down there because she wants the dick. Okay, that's the only reason why she went. That's the only possible assumption of why she went down there. I gotta save him because I want to fuck him. That was her whole thing. Okay,
I'm in Detroit for the weekend. I'm
in Detroit for the weekend. Right, I'm in Brownsville for the weekend. I may not see this nigga again. Fuck it.
The least I could do is fuck this nigga.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So she go down there. You know what I'm saying? She's walking, and then like boom, he pops up. Help me! And
someone bit me. He said someone bit me.
Someone bit me. And she's like, what the fuck? And then some monster shit grabs that nigga and slams his head against the fucking wall. Wow! You like, oh shit! What the fuck?
Got this nigga by the skull, and not just a monster, a naked, old, decrepit, grandma-looking monster with the tits out, tits hanging,
tits out. She has some nice tits. She has some nice demonic tits.
Tits hanging, boy. Like
she has some nice, plump, saggy, demonic tits. Hear me out, fellas. Hear me out. Hear me out. Tits was nice.
No. Saggy tits, boy, and just banging this
saggy,
nigga
but they was voluptuous saggy. There was a voluptuous sag to him.
I didn't look at it like that because at the time I'm looking at the tits, she's smashing this nigga's head into the wall to a pulp. She's beating this nigga to a pulp, boy. Boof. Boof. Nigga head is being pulverized.
Yo.
And just like that, it cuts and it goes to a whole other scene with my nigga AJ Gilbride, Justin Long from Jeepers Creepers. You know what I mean? That nigga, he in his drop top, he riding along the fucking coastline. It looks beautiful. Complete contrast to the last scene. Know what I mean? It went from dark and decrepit, this nigga face getting bashed, to beautiful coastline, driving on the hills. This nigga's on the phone, know what I mean? He on the phone with his agent. He riding. He looking like he living his best life. Get a call from his agent. His agent starts letting him know. At the moment right now, he got like a pilot of a show that he's working on. They just filmed the pilot. You know what I mean? He get a call from his agent. Hey,
you raped that bitch?
Yo, it's not looking good for you, my man. You got some sexual assault allegations. And he's like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, huh? He's like, yo, the shorty that's in question, I put her on the show. What are y'all talking about? They like, yo, man, it's not looking good for you, my boy. They basically calling him to let him know you fired, my nigga. So throughout the conversation, they let him know, hey, yeah, it's not looking good. So he's trying to make claims and going back and forth with them, and they basically let him know you fired, my boy. Like, it ain't nothing we can do. He's like, yo, this is my show. I made this shit. They like all that is cool, bro. But you raped this bitch. You out of here. You out. So you know what I mean? He now he's fucking like, oh, he's discrepit. Like he's fucking distraught. Turns out he's on his way to the exact same house that old girl and old boy was staying at. Now, I mean, he gets there. Turns out he's a motherfucker that has some relation to the people that he owned the crib or some shit like that. It was his property. He was the owner or some shit like that. So he goes back there and I forget who he's speaking to. He's speaking to someone on the phone and he's like, yo, like, are there people staying here? I see shit in my crib, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, you didn't tell me there was supposed to be people staying here this weekend. So he's on the phone. He discovers all the same shit. He sees the door open. He goes down the stairs, finds Shorty in the darkness. Shorty's like, yo, you got to get me the fuck out of here. you got to get me out of here. And then he's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? At this point, Shorty is already institutionalized. Like, whatever this monster is down there, she is fully with whatever that monster is telling her to do. You know what I mean? Like, the monster is at one point, the monster comes down while both of them are there. The monster puts like a fucking bottle down into the cage that they're both. Oh, well, of course. So once he sees her, the monster comes, grabs them. They both in the cage now. And the monster puts a bottle down. So what it is like a woman, an old woman. The story turns out that it was an old nigga that owned the crib. This nigga was some creepy nigga. He had children and he was having incest and making babies with his children. So then it was just like babies after babies after babies that was just like lines of incest, which created this fucking fucked up creature monster, which would eventually turned out to be this fucking old woman that wanted children. You know what I mean? Probably couldn't have children because it was an old incest fucking created creature. So they wanted children. So that's why this fucking house, they were kidnapping people and this monster was trying to make them their babies. So Shorty institutionalized. She drinking the bottle from this fucking old ass scary monster and shit. She telling the nigga, yo, just drink from the bottle, man. Tell me, trust me. This is how we survive. The nigga like, yo, no, get this shit the fuck out of here. I'm not drinking from that nasty ass bottle. It got cobwebs on it. The shit mad dirty. It's breast milk, but in a bottle. And the homie is like, yo, nah, I ain't doing that, man. Fast forward, you know what I mean? They make their way out of there and a bunch of shit happen. Good motherfucking movie, man.
Oh yeah, they ran into the nigga that told bitch to get the fuck, don't go back into their house. Remember they ran?
Oh yeah. When they come out of, so I forget what happened. Somebody pulls out. I think it's the chick pulls back up. Oh yeah, somebody pulls back up, or I forget what happened when the car hits the motherfucking monster bitch. She's pinned to the fucking house. They come out and Shorty's like, yo, she's not there anymore. What the fuck? And then that's when old boy pulls up from earlier and it's like, yo, I stayed down the street right here. I've lived here for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened. Black dude, too. Actual black dude. He's living in a house at the end of the street for some reason.
And they told him to the nigga.
Abandoned block.
And the nigga goes, well, shit, that bitch don't have to fuck with me, nigga. I'll clap at that bitch.
I've been living here for 15 years.
That bitch ain't never ever in her life did fuck with me, nigga. I slapped that bitch. That bitch came right in there and ripped that nigga arm off.
Ripped that nigga almost threw him into a wall.
Yeah.
All type of shit, man. Fuck that nigga up.
Fuck his ass up.
By the way.
And they running up this little like tower shit, factory tower, and I guess the nigga from Jeepers Creepers realized that she wanted Shorty, and she really liked Shorty, and he was like, well, it was at a breaking point where it was them or her.
It was me or you, bitch.
Yep, and that nigga pushed her off the fucking shit, and that monster went and died for that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see this shit, dog.
That shit hard, boy.
Yeah, and then
cracking an 80's recommendation.
What platform was it on?
HBO Max.
HBO Max.
Oh nah, I'm watching that shit right after.
Nah, that shit good movie, man. Barbarian, cracking an 80's recommendation. Y'all go check that out. I mean, we spoiled it already, but if you don't care about spoilers, and we didn't spoil it, like
you ain't spoil shit.
I'm about to say we didn't spoil shit. It's like it's mad shit that happens. Shout out to Georgina Campbell. She fine as fuck. I mean, I don't know if y'all ever seen her in what's that? I seen her in one movie. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head right now.
Shout out to the whole staff, the director, everybody that took part in that. That's a good. I feel like the first hour was classic though. That first hour when she banged that nigga head against the fucking wall, leading up to that was brilliant.
Yeah, that's
because you had no idea. That was a genuine. That was like the scene from Insidious when that nigga was behind Patrick Wilson. Remember that scene? That shit scared the fuck. I don't give a fuck who you was. That shit scared the fuck out you.
That scene is actually, it inspired the movie poster. The shit with the little boy like halfway standing behind. Well, I don't even think he was standing behind anything. It was just like cut off his face type shit with that evil stare.
Yeah.
Definitely inspired that. But cracking 80s recommendation. One of the recommendations this week. Y'all go check that out. HBO Max.
Yes,
Barbarian.
sir, I will.
And now my boy Drvgz.
Wait,
go ahead,
did you do the breakdown on the old white man as to why that bitch was even alive?
Yeah. Word. Basically, she was a copy of a copy of a copy from long lines of incest.
Yep.
Nasty shit. Like she was created because this old white man. So the old white man was actually still living in the house. It was his house, and that's why people were like. It was known through the community. Of course, the people that lived there. It was only one dude lived there, and that's probably why the community became abandoned like that. It was for that reason. People knew what was going on in this house, so they was like, yo, nah, we got to get the fuck up out of here.
Do you think the lady that set that shit up, you think she knew about son?
Which lady set it up? I'm trying to remember.
The lady that was hooking him up with the Airbnb. Do you think because he owned the place, but he wasn't like leasing or renting the place out to people.
Yeah,
he was going through an agent.
He just had the money.
Yeah, right. You think that lady was related to that nigga? Yeah, was related to the old man. I think so.
See, now that you mentioned that, I didn't.
She was moving funny towards the end of the movie.
I didn't quite catch that.
She was moving mad funny. She banged the phone up on a nigga.
Yeah, she definitely
was laughing at him, all types of shit. She wasn't answering people's phone calls.
You're right. I didn't catch. I didn't really think about that.
Yeah, she was setting niggas up.
She could be one of the incest creations.
Yeah, or it could be his actual daughter, some weird shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
Right.
Nah, that shit. Good motherfucking movie.
Still on your block, you niggas know what it is, homie. The fifth on me, I smear bullets at your rail, homie. Put a stack up, or call for backup. It's still HBU, heartbreak, or get cracked up. Money I chase, fuck clearing it out the bank. My niggas run up and chase, duck, take the stab, get the cash, then we escape. Agree with me? If you don't, then go some balls, nigga. Focus on what you got, never dwell on your loss, nigga. Life is hard for a young black man selling drugs. Fuck a hoe just because.